Creating time. We can do anything. We can do everything. We can do nothing. Though nothing usually is still something. We take time for granted, clocks melt between our fingers, all our desires and dreams fell behind, drought of time. We're always out of time, but time is always there. When committed or truly needed, we seem to find some seconds between hours and extend hours with extra minutes. What if we could commit for 30 days? Commit to our dying dreams and desperate desires. Yes, 30 days like refund policies and online challenges. 30 days of making time to create. A journey of exploring thoughts, words, and feelings. A creative journey with no final destination, no end goal in sight, to the horror of the modern gurus. Memento Mori reminds us we must die. We are going to die. An uneasiness comes at the mention of death. But before sadness settles in the face of our inevitable fate, and before we search inspirational quotes to numb our pain, consider this might be all the inspiration we need. Isn't mortality motivation enough to move us forward? Face our fears and dare to create? We can do anything. We can do everything. We can do nothing. Finite time, a gift in disguise, whispers with every tick of the melting clock. Start now. Create now. Live now. Tick tock. So, welcome to the Memento Mori Lab podcast. I'm Myra, your host and aspiring writer friend. The poem/text you just heard is called Creating Time, and it's the prompt for the entire Memento Mori Lab. I've spent years and years regretting the things I should have done or could have done, and I think it always dawns on me that I've missed my chance, or it's too late and I'm never gonna do anything that I'm proud of, creatively speaking. And I've always wanted to do so much and do so many different things and explore my creativity, but I feel like I would start trying something and fear would set in, or something would change my mind and I would give up and sometimes not even do it. So we wouldn't even go beyond the idea stage of a thing. Time is usually one of the excuses for not doing things that are creative work. We don't want to waste time, and we always put creativity second or third or fourth. So we find all these other things that we have to do, and the creativity is tossed aside. And I feel like seeing the internet and seeing people talk about it, I can see that I'm clearly not alone. A lot of people seem to have the same struggles when it comes to being creative, and even not knowing exactly what you want to do. You want to be an artist, like a drawing or painting or writing or whatever it is, or sometimes, like with me, more than one thing. And it's intimidating to see all these creative people out there with such amazing work, and you feel like you can never really match up to that. So we end up using time as the excuse to, oh, maybe I'll do this later, it's not important, or it's not something I should waste, quote unquote, waste my time on, because we have responsibilities and we have work and we have all these other things in our lives that seem more important. And maybe some of them are, but still, creativity deserves some of our time. If we don't want to live in regret anymore of not doing it before or not doing it earlier, we can still do it now. And I think if we commit to something, the chances of actually doing it might increase a little if we commit to it publicly, even though no one might listen to this, but it's still public. Then there's a little bit more pressure to actually find the time and do it. Memento Mori Lab is also a way to hold myself accountable, and hopefully if others join this, they can also feel like they're being held accountable for putting some of their time into creativity. Because I think, like any other thing, working on our creativity is a habit. And if we start doing it on a regular basis and we are held accountable, and it's not about having to do it, but it's about creating that time to do it. So having a specific time frame, or having to do it every day or every other day, that creates momentum. And that hopefully builds up to something that, at least when you look back, you're not going to regret that you didn't do it. You might regret the result. Maybe it's not what you wanted it to be yet, but at least you don't live in that moment of, oh, I should have done that, I could have done that, and not doing anything at all. And not to mention, it's also a learning experience. Whenever we do things, we tend to improve on them. With each time we do something, we always learn something, however big or small. There's always something to be learned in an experience. That's why I call this thing a lab, because we're doing experiments and trying things, and that is one of the points of life in my mind, to try things and experience things, because in the end we don't take anything with us, and in the end we don't take anything with us. So what if experiences are all there is? So in that situation, the more we try different things, the more we learn the things that we like to do and the things that we don't like. And that is a great way to find some happiness in life. I hope this finds other creative minds with similar struggles, and maybe gives you and them a bit of hope and motivation to explore your dreams and desires. Thanks for listening.